Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. 3 races to go now, 2017 season. And we're going to be heading off to Munich shortly. Pretty much fully focused now on next year. Usual 12 hours. Jonathan Edwards of Eurosport. Pankowitz. I'm going to play it straight. Seemed like a fair penalty. She said that she was wrong. Okay, she drops her morale by 5%. That's not a big deal. Pit crew. 6.6 seconds. It was not a new record, but it was close. Decker with the win. And let's take a look at the pit crew. Okay, no. No. 13 on the rear jack looks interesting. Nobody else does. So we're really getting down to the point where nobody helps us. Now, Gelnavach is an 87, 13 on the rear jack. Yeah, we've got just a couple of 11s in there. So we definitely want to make that higher. Even though it's low stamina. We're going to make that higher. Between them and Gelnavach, somebody should be able to be out there every race. And let's see. Put them out there right away. Time went down when a person of equal skill went on the rear jacks. What's that all about? Okay. Then, of course, we may be able to use Gelnavach occasionally on the tires. Perry was our backup, and I see no reason to keep Perry around. So, we've got backup rear jack, backup front jack, and then the 4 tire people. Now, let's just get the best ones out that we can. Yeah, we got to replace all of our tire people this time. Everybody's getting tired. Okay, well, might as well just get started. Duval, you go out there. Grousis, switch out Courtright for Lissick. And then Eason comes out for Puskarich. And we're pretty much holding at that 11.04. 7th on the grid. Just giving some of our better people a rest this race. So that's all set. We're working on designing that spoiler that I believe is going to be the last part we design this year. And let's see about our improvements. So we're going all in on performance. We've got one of our top 2 brakes in. We've got our number 1 spoiler, number 1 suspension, brake, and engine. Those are all out there. So I don't see any reason to change any of that. Probably want to pull this out because it'll get a little bit of bonus after a little while, but not right away. Now in the HQ, we've got 5 weeks, so we're not quite there yet. Onward we go. It's taken about a year and a half, but the pit crew is really stabilized. Another reserve, no thank you. 87%, that's plenty. Alright. So let's put this brake out there. Pull you off and gradually improve that. We can probably put those brakes out on the track sometime around the end of the year. See, pit crew, yep, remaining 7th. Nothing else looking great. Our HQ overall down to 9th. Maybe not down. No, it was 9th before. Take another look at these after we get done with this frivolity of getting ready. Okay, a couple more scouting. Lots of other stuff. We are 9th, supposed to be 12th. Report on Munich. 39 laps, 3.1 miles, so on and so forth. Suspension, the important deal. Soft and medium. Johnny Kakato June. relatively average. Dangerous dueler. So, yeah, causes a bit of problem. Marketability plus 10. Still pretty good marketability, but just not worth it, I don't think. Umberto Laganella. Only 2.0, low feedback. Not interested. And spec suspensions. Going to be coming up in a week. We'll deal with that then. We're not really ready for it now. Okay, improving our parts. Where are we at? Just a few points away on the engine, but most of the effort's going to go into the others. And yeah, this is up to 48%. We're definitely not going to want to use that yet. We are expecting heavy rain for the race. In the 20s. Looks like soft tires. That's temperatures for softs. Pankowitz expected 23rd. 23rd and 19th. Neither one of our cars last, and we were 24th and 20th last time. So we are now starting. It's really cool to start inching our way up. Okay, where are we at overall? 11th. We have surpassed Zengo Motorsport again. Our engine is 4th. Our brakes are still last, but they're definitely up. We now have the top suspension on the grid, and this is a track where suspensions are the top part, along with the gearbox, which is spec. So the rest of our car can't keep up, but those suspensions should really help us. We could have a nice race here. Of course, our spoiler almost done. And we're still last on the spoiler, which is interesting to me because we're, how high that is. Just like everybody up there. Like we are at, let's see, 4 parts that we can develop right now. The brake's the only one that's really even significantly below average. Which is why we're starting to see this creep up, and it should accelerate upwards, I would think. Very nice. So between that and the rain, chance we could really go for a good race here, but let's just see how it turns out. Okay, looks like Pankowitz can be slightly better than Kari on the day. Stick with the soft tires. Maybe go a little bit more up to the front. And you know what? I'm going to pull back the acceleration a little bit more closer to the recommended just because it is a crucial part for this one. So I'm thinking I might want to be a little bit more that way. Let's try that. And Nico, we're going to switch around those two soft tires. Pull the steering a little bit more for you. Maybe about there. That should be close. Back out to Munich, where we were, of course, just a couple of... Oh, boy. Accelerate the time before sending your drivers out. That's just a stupid mistake. We're probably not going to get to level 2 trim anyway, but I might have just guaranteed that we don't. And Pankowitz down at 4.8, so not looking as good as was earlier predicted. Okay, we want more understeer for Kari. And Pankowitz was getting worse, now a little better. Yeah, looks like really no chance here. You want higher speed corners, more weight in the rear. You want more weight up front. But looking like no chance here for level 2 trim either way. So if I can, I'd like to stay out there till we get ready to make adjustments. Maybe get close to level 1, or do I want to come in earlier? More acceleration. You know what? I'm going to bring them in because there's a lot of things that they seem to not like. Oh, look at that. 1st and 6th. Early on anyway. But let's just make some adjustments. We've got time. Let's make one set of changes here. And go back out for some more laps. When your reserve driver's in first place halfway through practice, it's usually a good sign. Well, Pankowitz drifting back towards the back of the field. Not driving as well. Okay, both of them come in pretty much right on top of each other. Just go with a handling. You wanted more understeer. And more weight towards the back. That may not be wise, but it's what you asked for. So if we go all the way there and there, that's about right with that. And then we, yeah. Just try that little more top speed. It's going to be as good as anything. What about Pankowitz? Want more weight towards the rear. Although there isn't that much room. You know what? I think you were just wrong. I'm going to say you were just wrong and you wanted it to the front. Let's try that. Try there. Really prefer to, yeah. It's very extreme setup, but Munich tends to do that to my cars. Let's just give it a whirl. You can always change it back. We're going to have time on this one. I want to get to level 1 trim and then start doing a bunch of start and stops to max things out before qualifying. Kari down to 3rd, but still only half a second behind Giovanardi. This one right here might be a start and stop too. Pankowitz liking the ballast, so I was correct on that. Let's go ahead and come in. Yep, we just barely got there. Kari driving perfectly, so our times are not going to get any better, but 81%, up a little bit. Okay, we nailed the cornering, handling is poor, speed balance is good. So we went from okay to poor, so you wanted more oversteer instead. And then we do want more acceleration. Let's see, we're going to want to put you maybe up around the L or a little bit below. And then the additional acceleration. Okay. Let's go about there. Last bit that way. Yeah, we don't want to be that far down, so... I really like that. And Pankowitz is almost right on the money. Great adjustments up to 97%. We've just got to dial in the handling, which went from good to great. So let's just give it a bit more oversteer. See what that happens. I don't even care what happens to anything else. I want to get the handling right. Likes the handling. And I meant to come in after that lap, and I didn't. And now we're not going to have time. So yeah. I sped up time without sending them out at the beginning, and then I forgot to come in on that lap. Not my best performance at managing this practice, that's for sure. It's not going to cost us much, thankfully. But if we have to make any tweaks at the beginning of qualifying and it rains, bad things could happen. See if we get around to finish this lap or not. Looks like we just are. Didn't really change things much. We finished near the top and near the back of the field. Kari had a good lap early on, and that's about it. Getting surprisingly close to that level 2. I still don't think we would have made it. But that's interesting. Pankowitz jumping way up on her final lap, 3rd and 7th in practice. Definitely one of my better practice showings. And on to qualifying we go. Martin Haven, very impressed by Fatimix Racing. Thank you very much, Eurosport. And Kari is impressed with the car. So our designer getting some props from the driver. I've never seen that before, especially from a reserve driver. But obviously glad about the improvements. And then, yeah, he will not be making a good attempt at winning pole because he won't be even driving. Then we have some definite insults for Yelmo Berman. Should consider delivering pizza as a career move, #slow. Yeah. Rain for qualifying. It's supposed to be clear for qualifying and rain for the race. We switching it up. We getting rain for both. What are we doing here? It's going to be dry for a bit, but not enough. Let's take a look. Yeah, we need to make some adjustments. So we're going to go out on inters. Grief, looks like we made Pankowitz worse. We're definitely going to go out on inters. Soft tires. And we got the sweetest spots bonus now. Very nice. So she can be more of a qualifying star. Okay. So down to 93%. Because we had good, then we had great, and then good again. So we want to back down to there. And then if that's right, we'll know where to knock in the rest of this to get the setup perfect. Again, we're just looking for handling on hers. Now, got up to 91%. This is poor. Excellent, and great. So we just want a hair more on the lower speed. And we'll see if that does it. Pankowitz first for sure. Both drivers are just going to give me a reading and come back in, and they're both with really bad form, which is not good, to maximize our advantage today. It looks like everybody, yeah, some going out on softs. It looks like we're going to need, unless the rain stops fairly quickly, no sign of that yet. The grip is going away. So we're going to probably be doing some wet times here. And the ones that go out early are going to have some grip. So that's interesting. Still no sign of the rain stopping. Oh. Let's take a look. Pankowitz is ready. Hughes is ready. Okay. So we're at 99. 99. Can't argue about double 99%. Just want to see what this does. The rain is going down somewhat towards the end. Now, how much time do we want? I'm going to say first driver out at about 3 minutes. So 3 minutes, we got to make the call. We're still getting water. It is gradually reducing, though. Oh, it looks like it's going to dry out and go way down. Yeah. Okay, looks like we're going to have a dry period. That's going to be enough at the end. I don't know for sure. Let's get closer. We've got another minute. All we've got to do is switch tires. Yeah. Okay. Let's slow down. And Pankowitz is our best shot at a great time. Let's have her go second. Hughes out there first, who is stinking it up today, but hopefully he can still do something for us. 2.2, 2.1, doing nothing but getting worse. And by the time he gets around, he should not have a tire problem. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know why I waited that long. She's not going to be able to get around. Fixated on what he was doing. I had plenty of time to get her out there, and then I didn't do it. She's not going to make it. That was just crap. That's what that was. So we're only going to get one time, and if he doesn't finish 14th or better, we're in serious trouble. Well, we're in trouble anyway, because I'm putting Pankowitz at the back of the field on a race that we're supposed to do well on. I'm really glad this is at the end of, you know, an unimpressive season. Yeah, per session end, she was up to 7.6. Hughes down to 3.4. All kinds of garbage there. Well, let's see what he gives us. One-tenth behind after the first session. That's looking competitive. Okay. That's still looking like probably no worse than, yeah, should be no worse than third. Of course, a lot of the other cars screwing up their times due to the weather, which, again, it was just such an opportunity here to do well. And Hughes up to second. He'll finish on the front row along Gilles Venardi. And Pankowitz would have had a shot at the pole, but her team principal screwed it up horribly. Well, see if we can make up for that at all in the race. Jonathan Edwards fancying us for the win. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't think a podium finish is totally out of the question. And Silvestro, the front runner, only with watching cousin Maxime Martin, a variety of fandom going on. Supposed to rain today, but not at the start. And if it's coming, it's not in the immediate future. Well, hold on. Nope, I see no sign of it. Soft tires and race trim for Pankowitz. Race trim. And the tire changes. Car setup's going to stay the same. Soft tires, I think. Now, 39 laps. Yeah, I think we want to be cautious on the tires and then get one stop out of them. They're going to be able to handle the temperature just fine. So I still think we're going to have to do some pushing on them. So we'll still push at the beginning, but probably not go all out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just go push and high. Both drivers. Okay, Pankowitz, let's see if he can make up some ground. Hughes starting in the front row on a 3. Pankowitz starting on 8 in the back. All the way up there. Ugh. Hopefully I get these mistakes out of my system before we get to the point of being more competitive next year. Should be more competitive from the beginning. Excited about that. But for now, Hughes right in behind as De Silvestro making a move. Now Hughes drops to third. Look at Pankowitz wasting no time. Up to 16th already. So, yeah. I haven't seen them make a move like that from the back. He's fading a little bit here. But still, I mean, yeah, back to 19th. But still, clearly, our pace overall much better than it used to be. Hughes dropping back to 4th, now 5th. Now 6th, Pankowitz in 20th. So, yeah. That podium finish could still happen, but Hughes would need to rally. Pankowitz is going to have to spend too much time working her way up through the field. And I don't know how much of the field she'll even be able to work her way up through. Hughes dropping to 7th at the end of the first lap. We'll go another lap the same way and then drop down. Pankowitz battling for 20th. And appears to have it ahead of Richard here. Did still get by 4 drivers at the beginning. That's not nothing. Hughes in 7th. Oh, Pankowitz dropping back to 21st. Her form looking strong, but we can't say that about Hughes. Does look fairly comfortable there in 7th, but I think that's about to end. Hamola and Berman get together. And Hamola's going to get a drive-through penalty. That'll get Pankowitz a spot. Pankowitz right at the back of a whole bunch of cars. Going back to medium, though. We'll see if we can pull anything off here, but it doesn't look likely. Hughes still looking comfortably in 7th, and would be higher if he would stop driving so badly. Pankowitz driving, continuing to even improve. Got up to 20th there for at least a bit ahead of Berman. And Hamola is still going to come in. That was not a good little turn for her, but looks like she has a chance to do something here. Trying to get to the inside, not quite able to get there. Yeah, I mean, she just looks a little bit stronger. Just has to do something to make it stick. Nice move there around. But then we've got to go around the other way. Yeah, compared to last year when we were here, though, so much better. The way we navigate those turns. The improved suspension, improved everything. Even brakes. Pankowitz looking like we might get it here. Nope. Now the turn's going to go against her again. And lost that sideways penner. So I think she's faster than Katzberg. I think that's clear, but she can't quite get there. Now we've got it. But again, the turn's going to go against us. We could get to the inside here and stay there. Yeah. Couldn't quite do it. And locks up. Okay. So that battle will continue. Tire temp gradually going down. So we enter lap 5. It doesn't look like we're going to make it on the tires. Going through over 4% a lap. Nope, I don't think we are. So I think we're going with 2 stops. We could switch to mediums. That's the other option. We only have a 5% boost. Yeah. We ride these for all that they're worth, and we switch to mediums later. Which means, let's go push. I think we're going to have a little bit of fuel to use as well. So I'm going to try to take both drivers down to about 0.5. I'm just guessing here, but I think that's about how much we're going to have. If we have to back off later, I'll pay for it then. Hankwitz is 19th, so it's holding ahead of Katzberg and Decker. Was ahead of Decker before, though. I think Decker got by Katzberg as well. And let's go back down to neutral on the... No, other way around. Now holding off Decker. And Hughes has starting opening up a margin in both directions. Just sitting there in 7th. So if we stayed here, we would still be 9th. Campos would make up a lot of ground on us, but not quite get by. And we'd be 15th and 16th as Hughes would drop a spot. That's not the best. Pankowitz will have to back off, but has gotten by Berman. Let's take a look at that. Her race, even though she's the one that's further behind, her race has just been more interesting so far. Hughes just dropped, and then he destabilized. So, take a look at how that goes. Oh my, she's under trouble again from Decker and loses the spot. Trying to get it back. And it looks like she has, at least for now. Battle between Pankowitz and Claire Decker, who won our last race in Tandela. Oh, how things have changed. Georgi being investigated, colliding with Shedden, and will have to come in. So that's another spot we're going to pick up. Potentially be as high as 17th if we can hold off Decker. Doesn't seem like we're doing as well at getting the fuel back, so I might have overcooked it. Pankowitz stuck behind Richard. That was the case at the beginning of the race. It does look like Decker is perhaps slightly better overall. And Hughes, if anything, having trouble holding on. And Pankowitz losing the spot. and getting it back. Be interesting to see if there's ever a resolution to that, or if they just keep doing this back and forth thing. We are slowly getting the fuel out, but I think I probably overcooked it. Up now to 17th. And we'll back off. Right now, Hugh is looking like he's eventually going to give up his spot to Panis. De Silvestro deciding to dominate the racetrack, at least today. 5-second lead over Philippi. DuPont, Bonani, Giovinardi, Nagy all pretty close behind right after that, and Hughes just has not been quite able to keep up with that pack. He is up a little bit in driving, but still not driving well. And Pankowitz has been consistently good. Still holding off Decker. Still right behind Richard. I get the sense she's slightly faster than Richard, possibly, but Richard went more aggressive at the beginning of the race, and now she's not fast enough to get by. I think we're looking at about lap 16 or so. If you look at the medium tires, yeah, 32, so that should be plenty. I think 16, 17, somewhere in there. Far as we can go before making the tires red is how I intend to do this. Oh, and it's going to rain. It's going to rain right about at that point. So we're going to be going inters, and yeah, even if a little bit later. Okay, I'm going to stick on neutral now for both drivers then. So they may have to go a little bit in the red to get to that point. The gap between them is about 8 seconds, 7 plus. That's not enough. Well, actually, yeah, it is just enough if they don't make a mistake because of Hughes' discount on time. So we can put them both in the same lap. We've been doing about 6.6, 6.7 seconds, and we've got a 7+ second difference, assuming that it doesn't close. The temperature is warmer, so also going on neutral isn't dropping the temp as much. So this is a good time to be on neutral anyway. And since I don't see us changing the strategy at all, just going to speed it up. For fuel reasons, we need to stay on medium, and for tire reasons, we need to stay on neutral. Or is that backwards? Nope. It is medium and neutral. Pankowitz appears to have defeated the challenge of Decker, who's actually behind Berman, and is just hanging out right behind Richard, looking for a chance. Oh, and there might be one. Got to the inside, but couldn't come out of the turn fast enough. Yeah. Got to the inside again, and just not quite. It's looking to me like it's almost like Richard has a better gearbox, except the gearbox are spec. So that's interesting. Hughes still holding off Panis. Panis's tires are going faster, which I think is really helping here. And Hughes also up to almost 6. Pankowitz has gone down a bit, but Hughes is starting to drive better. It looks like, at least for the moment, he's now, because of that, starting to pick up distance on this group. I think he gained about 2/10 on that lap. So not a rapid success by any stretch. It's like, if he's doing that, he's going to pull this whole middle section up towards Nagy. The 3, 4, and 5 there are a bit ahead of Nagy. Meanwhile, De Silvestro pulling away, almost 7-second lead now. We're up to lap 14. The question is now, oh, Hughes lost the spot to Panis. So just when it was looking safe, now it isn't. But I'm looking at how bad the rain's going to get. I don't really have to worry about it just yet. Oh, and Pankowitz and Decker both got by Richard. So that's another spot. So she's leading. It's like Decker's right behind her, pushing her, and she's pulling ahead up through the pack, but now down to 7.2, so it may get a little more difficult. Still, she is working her way steadily upwards. Another sign that we're getting better. Don't have to decide yet, but it keeps getting wetter. We're still between 7 and 8 seconds gap between the cars. I think one more lap after this. Pankowitz drops behind Decker. Not a big shocker there. Oh, losing another spot now to who? To Berman. And working to get it back. Everybody else going in. So we could be wrong here. Yeah, literally, virtually everybody else going in. It's not that wet, though. I'm not sure I'm wrong for staying out. Maybe I am. But it does look like we're definitely going inters. So let's just do it and see where we end up. Yeah, Pankowitz getting by De Silvestro, who is on inters. So, I mean, that tells me, you know, the weather wasn't quite ready for it yet. Hughes gets to enjoy a lap in the lead. We are gaining enough fuel back now, too, that I think we might be okay on that. We are red on the tires. But nonetheless, I think we got this right. I really do. De Silvestro runs into Pankowitz and will get a drive-through. Race leader, points leader. And we don't know how long this is going to last, so right now I'm going to stick on neutral, even though it may cost me. Hughes is in 5th. He was 8th before. Now he's 5th. Pankowitz is out in 16th. This is a spot above, I think. Now everybody is out on these, except for Hughes. We're all going to move up a spot. At least Hughes will. It's tempting to really push it here and, you know, not allow Giovinardi to go by. But I think Giovinardi's faster anyway. And I don't know. So far, there's no end in sight to the rain. Still, I'm going to push some. Not going to push a lot, just enough to keep, maybe keep the tire temp a little bit above average, maybe split the difference on that. Panis runs into Areola. All kinds of drivers locking up. And Panis will come in. That'll get Pankowitz another position. Looks like De Silvestro only went down to 5th. That didn't get us anything. We'll go back down to neutral. And Pankowitz dropping now to 18th. So having a bit of a struggle here. Now up to 17th. We're fighting with, guess who? Decker. And Hughes drops behind Nagy. Still looking like solid rain. So at least for the moment I don't want to cook the tires too much. And there's Panis going in. And Pankowitz will get that spot, so at least for the moment, in 17th. Tried to get by Decker, and then Frins pulled alongside. Battling here, but I think we're going to lose it. Yep. Back to 18th again. Still, it's going to get warmer and stay wet. So I think that all leads to a certain amount of caution on the tires. We've gone around a few laps now and not lost much at all on the tires, which is interesting. And Hamola goes by. So Pankowitz is just struggling here. Given how well the tires are taking it, I'm going to be more aggressive again. going to lighten up the rain some, but not go away. And Pankowitz getting by Friends, now in 18th. Okay, let's back off again. I don't want to get too high here. And while fuel, I still think we're going to make it, if not have a bit extra. Hughes is driving, meanwhile, is in the toilet again. How long are these supposed to last? Yeah. They should last as long as they basically need to. The rest of the race, if necessary. And from the looks of the weather, that may very well be necessary. So Hughes trying to hold off Martin. Pankowitz in 18th. Katzberg, drive-through penalty. A lot of that going around, but it's all benefiting us today. Not really much to change up at this point. Drops to 19th behind Friends, then gets it back. That battle continues. Pankowitz definitely with the better tires. And hopefully that eventually wins out. We'll give you a little bit more of a push there. Try to stay ahead if we can, coming around this corner. And nope, didn't work. And Katzberg doing the drive-through penalty rather. Hughes has fallen to 8th. So I mean, Campos is doing so good, we would drop to 10th. So we're just getting a few points here or there, and the other lower level teams have all had big days lately. So the middle is bunching up, but we're behind that middle. Homola going wide. I don't know where Homola is. Oh yeah, way at the back. So that doesn't help us. I could push more with Hughes, but he's not really driving well enough to make a move, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just going to keep right on raining. So I think we're going to be finishing the race on these tires. Hughes is a few seconds ahead of Morbidelli behind. Morbidelli is closing that gap, but Pankowitz looking like she's going to finish in the high teens. I don't see anything really causing people to come in unless there are part failures. Our parts are fine. You wouldn't expect there to be a lot of part repairs being done for other cars this late in the year. I think, at a minimum, she'd be here with Hughes. Borderline top 10. We could have put them both in the top 10 today. I think that's what the proper goal would be on this track. Hughes. Let's push a little bit, see what happens. And what happens is we're falling further behind for the most part. Okay. Tarquini getting by Pankowitz. Who locks up? And then tries to make a move back further up the field. And is looking successful. Getting by Friends. The back and forth back there continues. Hughes is just sort of sitting where he is. I'm going to rock with Pankowitz for a while. And Pankowitz is looking for a way to get back behind Tarquini. Friends dangerous behind her. Boy, side by side down that main straightaway, but Friends had the better position. Almost held that burn along the outside of the turn, but didn't quite do it. Try to duck the inside, so all of these battles continuing, 10 laps to go. Looking for it again. Just barely able to keep up there to get the inside here, and now we should be, yeah, the battle continues, but gotta hand it to Pankowitz. She's not mailing this in. She's been racing hard and well all day long, and now, boy, now we've got to go conserve. Yeah, because it's not just for the moment. It's gonna... We are going to get drier towards the very end. I don't think it's going to be worth coming in for, though. Boy, Pankowitz, I'm going to... Yeah, you just don't have the tires to burn like this. You might lose some spots, but I gotta have you finish the race on these, and you know, with locking up stuff, I don't think I can afford it. 8 laps left. Hughes looking like a solid 8th. And none of this stuff really changing. Pankowitz can go after it again. Fastest lap of the day for her. She put a car between herself and Friends now. And Hughes, I didn't need to have you drop that low, but okay. Let's do a little bit here of pushing, not much. There we go. We'll do some with Hughes as well. And now we'll drop it back. That was a hair more than I wanted to do. We've got cars like Shedden in 9th place, 23% now. And it's going to be pretty hard to make it through the rest of the race, so we could have some interesting things happening there. Pankowitz losing the spot to Panis, getting it back. Still battling. She's trying to grind this race out, get every position she can. Never really had much of a secure position all day long. Hughes has been up and down a little bit, but fairly secure. Nothing there. Panis getting by, but another car that's going to have tire problems increasingly. I have to say I'd be surprised if she finishes ahead of Pankowitz. And Hughes, now Shedden's going to come in, so it looks like Oriola's going to have to pit. Morbidelli's going to have to pit. They drove their tires harder and they came in earlier. So now we could really start. Pankowitz back up to 17th. We could start making a few positions up, especially for Pankowitz. To get herself up there in the lower teens. And now trying to work her way past the fading Panis. First name Aurelia. And gets it. 16th. Yep, gearbox is getting a little bit interesting, but you'll be alright. Pankowitz is not as bad, but still interesting. We got over 4 seconds on either side for Hughes. I think we can go ahead and push now because of how much we let off the temperature earlier. No, you don't. Only a couple laps left. Looks like a lot of these cars are going to try to make it out. I mean, Morbidelli's out there on inters that are just bad. There's only one more lap left for them to pit. If they pit before the race's final lap, that would be strange. Okay, yeah, that went too far. So you'll go back to neutral for the rest of the race. Huff went wide, who was 9th, the next car behind. Silvestro really struggling on the tires. Hughes making some progress there, or was. And now we've got Decker falling apart. Really nice for Pankowitz to make that pass. Hughes making some progress, not going to get by. So oh boy, losing a spot instead to who? To Shedden, who made that stop and has better tires. You know what? Might have been worth it for Hughes to stop. Too late now, though. 8th and 17th. Yep. Solid, but it should have been better. All of those prep stages matter, and Philippi with a rare win. Maintain 8th and 16th because Decker penalized for rule breaking. Also Georgi, and look at all this stuff. And then the fastest lap to Panis, who goes all the way down to 23rd. The pole plus 4th for Giovinardi. But Philippi, for low-ranking Campos Racing, gets the win. There's still 15th and 16th in the driver's standings. And we do still drop to 10th. We're well ahead of KC Motor Group and Zango, the two worst teams, but don't seem to be able to hold our position in the middle of the pack. Has a beautiful ring to it. Why, thank you. Lots of others feeling positive. No trait change for Pankowitz. And both of them boosting their skills. Very nice. So we're getting fairly close to improving the cornering and the focus. We've got some nice stuff up there with braking and smoothness. Top 10 results. Boosting marketability some. Finish 8th overall. And let's see. Pretty strong race for Pankowitz. One of her lower finishes of late, but of course that's because of my mistakes. And Hughes, only his second subpar form race of the year. The last time he finished 20th in Dubai, and this time he was still top 10. Good for the situation, but should have been better. Another almost 2 million. Spoiler is finished, so we'll get to deal with that next time. Cape Town, second to last race of the year, as we march toward the finish line and keep boosting our car, trying to get competitive by the end. And in the post-race analysis, we're up to 10th, also ahead of KC Motor Group. So we're just gradually inching it up. 2 more races to come. We get into those soon. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. Looking forward to the off-season, but more Motorsport Manager will return as we head to Africa.